Hello everyone. We're so glad to have you today with us in another episode of The Bridge. The Bridge is part of the Multicultural Professional Bridge, where we try to just hold conversations all around our vision, which is bridging the gap for people with regards to work and participation. Today, I'm so glad to have one of my colleagues and someone that may not need introduction in some quarters. It took a lot to be able to get Caroline to join us today. I'll get her to introduce herself very soon. But Caroline, I'm so glad you're with me today. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ephraim. I'm glad to be part of it. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Caroline. Today, we're really talking about an important topic, very important. I'll just bring that screen, flash it a bit, just to remind everyone. The whole topic of COVID-19 is very current. Um, no one needs to be introduced to COVID. It's now part of our lives, hopefully not for long. But it has brought with it quite a number of challenges. Um, a lot of few deaths all around the globe. Not few, quite a lot too many. Um, it has also brought some other economic factors. We all know right now how COVID has caused a lot of loss of employment and jobs. And most seriously, it has brought a lot of mental health issues. And that is why we are so aligned with the WA Mental Health Week, which started from 10th of October going to 17th. So as an organization as well, we're really keen to add to that conversation. Yes, we would like people to get back to work. We would like people to make money, but we also know that a lot of people are doing it tough. That is why we brought this topic today. But before going too far, I really just want us to meet Caroline. I don't want to do injustice to the introduction, so I'll get Caroline to just introduce herself so that people can get to know you more, Caroline.
Thanks, Ephraim. My name is Caroline Curtis, and I am an entrepreneur. And I'm also a part of the Migrant Professional Bridge board member and member of that. I'm involved in quite a lot of things in the community that I do to facilitate and just try to make a world a better place for our community. I'm also running my own childcare center, Olive Grove Center of Early Learning, and doing other things as studying and doing other businesses and things like that on top of that. But yeah, my hands are quite full, but it does help for my mental well-being.
Excellent. It's good that we're talking about mental well-being today, Caroline. But Caroline, we have a topic in front of us which is really important. COVID-19, work, wellness, and winning, the three W's. And sometimes these days it's difficult keeping that balance of those three. COVID or no COVID, we need to work if we can find a work anyway. COVID or no COVID, we need to be well. You know how difficult it is to be well. And then in the midst of all these, we need to be winning. So what do you think, Caroline? How can we strike the balance?
You know, what I can say is there is no automatic correct answer for this. And to be very honest, I'm just going to speak from experience part of things because I'm not an expert. One of the things I realize is that what is working for you as an individual and being in an environment that is supportive. So we definitely need to work in order for us to continue doing what we sustain ourselves and make sure that we not only if we lose a job, we're not working and we're not looking after ourselves, it does affect actually your mental health, or you have a mental illness. Emotionally, we become affected, and slowly we don't know because you've lost a job. And when we talk about COVID, sorry to go into that, it has brought a lot of things and a lot of changes unexpected. Nobody was prepared for this. So you can imagine what everyone is going through. So we all have our challenges here and there, and then we all have the global challenge that we're actually all facing. So now, how do we balance that to make sure that our well-being, and we're working and we're doing it? I think the main thing is to be in a supportive work environment, having support from your colleague, be open about how you are feeling, because that's one of the things that are actually very not easy to talk about. Because I think as last time I was talking about "Are you okay?" awareness, when was that people do not want to share and express their emotions. I think it is every human's right, and it is okay to express how you feel, to share, and don't let it bubble up, because then it ends up in a different way. So yes, losing a job is a big thing. How can we support each other? Casual work, even if we've got some, for example, myself, I'm an employer. If I've got any job that I think I can help someone, if I've got anyone that I know that is looking for a babysitter or anything, a little bit is better than nothing.
Yeah.
And doing something and keeping yourself active is also good for your mental well-being.
Yeah, I think Caroline, you even within that short time, you said a lot already. We have a situation where work is getting scarcer and scarcer. It's very challenging now to get to just land a job easily these days. And at the same time, we're faced with a virus that sometimes no one knows what's happening. Today, it seems to be okay, but just recently, even in WA, that is doing well. There's still some, especially for our people coming back home, we cannot ask them not to come back home. So there's still that uncertainty. And under this situation, keeping that balance. And I know you are an entrepreneur, you also employ people. How do you support your staff to keep the balance?
Well, I can tell you, there was this time, I'll just tell a little story of what really happened, and I'm sure quite a few were aware of it. But having to have COVID and being in the industry of childcare, there was a time when parents were starting to pull out, because I totally understand and why they were pulling out the children, because we didn't know this virus and we didn't know how long it's going to last, what is happening. So we can't put children at the risk. And as a parent, I support them for pulling out the children, but it did affect the staff. So it meant that we could not go on keeping the employees without having our clients. So we really actually work together to support each other. And I do think, thanks the Scott Morrison government, Mark McGowan government, how they've actually worked along to ensure that we don't completely lose it in this industry, because childcare was not considered as one of those industries that as an essential service. But it has now proven that for those frontline workers, for them to be at work and help people to recover from COVID-19, if they have the family, they need to have a place to leave them. And that's where childcare comes in, and that's where the government straight out and say, we have subsidy and this is what's going to do, and you can take your children to the daycare center. And it's also just to keep people in employment, because without JobKeeper and all those things, it wouldn't have worked. Everyone was shaken. But what was really affected me was to see or to have the courage to go and say, I think the business now has gone down, so you can't have employment. And not only do they have to hear that, but they also know that some of them, their partners have lost employment already. So you can imagine what everybody's going through. But thank goodness, with all the work together and what Australia had to offer with the subsidy and government coming in, it supported the industry, that it kept people in work employment. And that way, even the parents came back when childcare became free, because what we didn't realize was that COVID-19 is going to linger for longer. It was okay for a short time, but while we were all in lockdown, we started to, our awareness, and because we were not being active, the world just changed. We were closed up. So to be able to go to work, even the parents that were working from home, to be able to work without distraction and frustration of apart from what is happening in the world, you are working in a different environment, which is your home. It's not your office. It's a big challenge for them. And to tell your children that you can't come in, I'm working, because I'm a parent too, I know. It's not that easy. So to have them come back to childcare and support the industry of childcare and the employees and staff as well to be in employment really did a very big thing. And for me, I haven't taken it for granted. I'm actually think, suppose it went the direction that it was going, where would my people be? Where would we be? So I look at that and extend to support other people that need employment, even if it means the shuffling hours, and make sure that everyone has got a little bit of it. So, like I say, a little bit is better than nothing at all.
Thank you so much, Caroline. Caroline, I mean, the WA's team for the Mental Health Week, and I know that we can relate to this, is strengthening our communities. Live, learn, work, play. Now, for our organization, Multicultural Professional Bridge, I know most of the time our focus is on that work area. And you know how even before COVID, what it means for people of migrant and multicultural background to be able to secure a job. And now with COVID, it's really just exacerbated that whole situation. And now that we're talking about mental health, you also know that this cohort of people are the people that may never come out. Like you advised earlier on, the need for us to be more open. I mean, I said the other day in a blog that word stigma should be made redundant in our dictionaries because it's causing a lot of trouble. So how do we, I mean, you and I, we are also migrants. We have gone through the system of settling down, coming over to call this country home and settle. The good thing is that COVID does not respect color or race. It's
not even stated.
Exactly. So, but again, there's just that fear in our communities because without COVID, people were struggling to settle in, struggling to participate, struggling to use their qualification, struggling to aspire. Now COVID is here. So how can we encourage people, Caroline? Because it's going to be challenging for us as an organization trying to bridge the gap. What do you think?
Very good point there, Ephraim. It's a very big challenge because migrants have already had this issue already. And now to have the COVID come in, it has actually, we were working to bridge the gap in the way that it was coming this way. Now I think with COVID, we've gone like that, wider. I don't know where I'm going. Yes, we've gone wider. So that's the thing about it. And I was attending the City of Canning leaders in the community, and they were talking about the migrant community hub to support people. And one of the things that we talked about was the mental health side of things. So this unprecedented time has just made it worse, because already there was this lack of confidence, and there was not only lack of confidence and also not knowing your way around, and not having support around you, not understanding, not even having courage that having a second language is also just normal to be. But so to go and get a job was a very challenging thing, because you are competing with so many. And now we've actually have this COVID-19, where not only the qualification is talking, not even the rest is talking, it's everyone in it. So where are the migrants in this position? If we were standing on this level, we're now here. And that's why we need to actually come together as a community to support one another and be open, because without saying it, we wouldn't know what you're going through. And that's where the stigma comes in, because this is what the people will think. Let's not worry about what the people will think. It is normal to think about that, but we have to put our well-being first, our mental health first, because eventually this will grow and we'll start making, it will be another cause or another issue that you have to deal with. Which I know you have to now seek help, psychologists, social workers, and things like that, support. And being a migrant from an African descent or ethnicity is that we don't know about mental health. Mental health to us is more like, I'm just going to be honest here, it's more like a demonic thing, or less God believer, or you are not being just productive, you're being lazy. It's the category will be one of those, but the mental health thing comes with the baggage of trying to get out of it, and everything else is suppressing you. So now people were trying to get out of their shells and try so much. What MPB was actually going and helping the migrants. But with the COVID suppressing that now, it has made everything worse. Instead of actually getting out of it, we need to be supportive of one another. We need to be able to open up and share. That does help as well, because if you don't say it, nobody will know. And we also have to extend our help in a way that does not make the other person feel to be put down, but in a respectful way, that is actually unfriendly way. It actually seems coming from the heart, and you really want to be there and support one another, because that's what COVID has actually told us. Brought us as a community together, because we were all individually. But now it says, no, you one and the same. Doesn't matter the race, doesn't matter the color, doesn't matter the language you speak, the status of your life. Here you are. You're all in the same box. So just support each other.
Thank you so much, Caroline. Already you're hitting the big items there. Things like really the need for us to support each other, need for us to put stigma behind us. Can I just say, even if not now, for anyone that would see this later, we appreciate your feedback. And later on, even when you see these, leave comments for us. Let us know you are watching. I know someone, at least one person, has remained with us all through. It's really great to know that. Wow, Catherine, thank you so much for being with us today. Do you, as multicultural organization, encourage community members to access mainstream mental health services? If so, do you also bridge the gap between mainstream services and community groups by encouraging mental health services to be called friendly? Wow, this is really a great question, Caroline. I just want to put aside any other thing I had in mind. Let's really look at this comment from Catherine. Actually, Catherine is a friend of the organization, always regularly supporting us. So, Caroline, what do you think? She's made some very serious point here. I think there needs to be a bridging of the gaps between called people. Called, for those that don't know, is culturally and linguistically diverse people, which is also like saying migrant people or people of other cultures, mostly people that have come over, settled, of different ethnic groups. So there is that gap between the need in this community, because there are also mental health issues in these communities. So, but there is a gap between suffering mental health challenges and accessing services for whatever reason. And you've mentioned some already, Caroline: stigma, our being reserved, misconception that demonic influence. Of course, depending on your religion, you may believe those things exist. But here we are talking of mainstream community. We are not talking about religious space here. So, Caroline, what do you think here? Because I think Catherine is making some good comments here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Catherine, for raising that up. Well, to be very honest, is that we do have services in Australia, luckily. However, those services are not very, they're not on the surface for everyone to access them. There are times that as you go along the way, that's when you discover that this actually does exist. And what I would say to the response of Catherine is that it would be better if we actually had the knowledge of where to get those community services for mental health issues prior being affected, because then you will prevent it to embellish in your system and be on medication. So what it actually will have to do is to, in the beginning, people need to actually talk about this freely. And all these in the communities and services that we actually being offered is that we need to actually see the symptoms and know how to identify those symptoms. And once you know that those are the symptoms, to seek help before it starts to actually invade in the system. Because once that you reach that stage, the going back is really quite a big thing, because you now your lifestyle has to change around it. And being in a where people are coming from, it's not easy to change your lifestyle. Like you're not really come over. Where you need to stop work, you don't have your family. So what you have is the services that the government has. However, those needs to be well known. We need to discover them prior the person being affected with mental illness. And the other thing is that we hear them on the radios and all that stuff, but it would be great for people that don't understand very well what we're talking about mental health, what is mental illness, and what is this, to have an ambassador in each community. When I talk about an ambassador, it's somebody who actually can translate. So somebody who speaks both languages and can translate to their people and say, well, this is what it is. And while they're learning English, while they are learning to read and write and things like that and speak, there is someone who actually can communicate in the language that they understand. So having community ambassadors from each organization or country where they come from to emphasize and talk about the need to understand and why they should come up and share and not be ashamed to actually feel that they shouldn't share about what they feel. I actually say the opposite of laughing or being happy is crying and being sad. So those emotions are okay. Why should we embrace the one and not the other? We should talk about the two of them freely. And we should actually know, coming from different communities, that this is just like any other illness. We shouldn't feel that we can't approach someone when you're going through it. And it shouldn't be an issue at all. So what the migrants don't understand is, or know more, even actually it's not just the migrants, Australians as well. I've attended events where I've actually said, do you know about this? And I've asked quite a few people that I know. Some services are not well known until you're in it. And I think it should be well known before that to prevent that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've answered your question, Catherine, or does it need clarification?
I know she will. Catherine is always, she will still add more. I know that she's been very supportive of our live streams. Now, just to also add to what you said, Caroline, I know as a multicultural community or group like ours, MPB, our focus is primarily work, but we see the alignment. Obviously, if you are not healthy, how far will you go with work? So I think Catherine's comment is right on track. Well, Caroline, if you recall, this is why we started Mike.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I couldn't hear you.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Just a minute. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Is it okay now?
And let's see what we got here. All right.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Caroline. And I think initially,
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well. I think it's the connection. Even when you were talking earlier on, we lost a bit of track. But is it okay now? Is it better? Yeah, I think it's just the technology. But
I can hear you very faint. Let me try my setting again to see if I can actually get you.
Yes. So while we are waiting Caroline to come on stream, I think, yes, just like you can see that Catherine has landed it there. Is it better now, Caroline? Are you with us now? Excellent.
I can hear you now. That's better.
Yeah, it's good to have you back. So just like I told you, she's always there, very responsive. Catherine has followed up, good answer. So thank you so much. So I just wanted to take you back, Caroline, how we arrive at MAC, which is the Multicultural Advocacy and Resource Connect, because we realized that people of migrant background were missing out on workplace support because most of the services were not culturally appropriate. So I think the same thing applies with mental health. Of course, this is not blaming anybody, but the fact that some people are missing out on high quality mental health treatment. And it comes back to your point, Caroline. We should focus more, even much more. Of course, we should treat mental health challenges, but how beautiful it is to be more proactive. Like you rightly said, these things should be resolved even before they happen. I mean, look at the rate of suicide. It's very, I mean, if you are not in those families, you can only imagine But imagine being in a family where you've lost someone to such a horrible way to go. And it can be prevented. So the more we can prevent them, so even as a professionally aligned organization, we take mental health issues very seriously because we know that sometimes it seems as if we are not winning. But I'm encouraged. Recently, I've seen information pack being released from Beyond Blue through Franco, which is a WA Multicultural Association. So they are beginning to bridge the gaps. But I don't know why we waited till now. Hopefully, they can continue. So once again, thank you so much, Catherine. I think that was a timely question. Do you want to add anything, Caroline? Like I told you, 30 minutes is never enough for us.
You've actually summarized it very well. We just need to understand what I actually want to say or to put on there is when people come out and talk about mental health freely and don't have to feel that they're different from the other but normal, or basically one and the same. The people with mental health are the ones that we need to be part of mental health services because they understand, they've been there, and how it started and stuff. Like working with them is the way to help other people, because sometimes little things. I did ask a friend of mine, I said, when someone says, I'm not feeling okay, can you please come over, or can I come to your place? What do they mean? Oh, they're not feeling okay if they've got mental health. They're not feeling okay. I said, well, yeah, but what is your response to that? And she says, well, they're not feeling okay. Talk to them on the phone and all that stuff. I said, someone who's got a mental health, when they actually say, I'm not feeling okay and I'm not feeling too good to be by myself, it means it's an emergency call. It's a matter of life and death, and you need to be there to us. But not many people know about that. So we lose people because lack of knowledge. People do understand that such little things, and it shouldn't be just a class for people with mental health, including their families and the people in the community. So we're all aware of what to do and how to help and where to contact. That's what the services. This is your direction. Go and do this. Go and do that. That's where you should go. Your professionalism. But I can only support you. I can't give your professional response and stuff like that. But I will have an idea where to go, and I will. If you call me, I'm not feeling well. I'll come and sit with you, and I see the response of how you're going. I may call the support line. That's what it is, because the person who's in it right then, they don't actually feel that this is where it's dragging. It's there in a dark corner and they're just going down. So another person that can actually pick up the cues of that would be very supportive, and that's why the knowledge is really, really needed to the community.
Thank you, Caroline. I wish I could force the hand of the clock to keep ticking, but we want to keep these sessions always short and sharp. And I also want to thank those that have been with us online. Please, even as we begin to round up, a big shout out to you guys. Please also let us know that you are there. I've been on this conversation with our own beautiful Caroline Surtees. She's really, really contributed. She speaks from so much depth and insight. She's an entrepreneur, also a big supporter of the community. So thank you so much, everyone. Caroline, I don't know if there's any last word to add there. Again, we come back to the theme for this Mental Health Week. We know we are a professional organization. we have also been affected by COVID one way or the other. That's why we do this now. We've not still gone back to face. We're beginning to ease into it, but we're still taking our time. A lot of changes are taking place. We're now trying to re-strategize on how to build on for the wins we've had. But we just want to dedicate to these sessions to mental health. And as you know, there's a lot of challenges. You know, it looks like you have technical issues again, Caroline. We had a bit of this today. Yeah, so while waiting for Caroline, once again, I just want to thank everyone while you're there. Please remember that this is our website. Check us out. We like to always have people connect with us, and we connect with you. We are all in this together. We cannot do it alone. So please connect with Multicultural Professional Bridge. The work gets lighter when many people do it together. So there may be one or two ways you can contribute. Let us know. We're open to ideas. We're open to support. We're open to just someone saying, hello, I like what you're doing. So please keep supporting us, keep connecting with us. It's so great to have you here today. Yes, let's see if we can bring Caroline back. She's had a good dose of technical issues today.
I'm liking this.
But it's okay. Yeah, I think it just makes it goes to show how resilient Caroline is. She keeps coming back.
Yeah.
So Caroline, yes, it's good that you're able to come back just in time to say farewell to the audience. We've had Catherine really staying with us today. Thank you so much, Catherine. I know there are a few other people there. Yeah. So Caroline, any last word to this team? They said we should leave, and we need to leave. Every time there is death to mental health, it is painful, and we just want to use this occasion to tell our stakeholders, our friends, our families and friends, please leave. The world needs you. The world needs you. You are not here by accident. Irrespective of how challenging things are now, COVID will come and pass. But please, leave. We just want to agree with WA Health Mental Health Week. Leave. And we are learning every day. And work will come. We know COVID will pass. I can assure you, we may need to reinvent, we may need to change a bit, but work will come. And learn to find time to play. I'm also talking about myself here. I need to find time to play more. Caroline, I said enough of mine. What do you think as we round up?
Oh, well, you've already said it. Again, living a life, it means that you are here for a purpose and you're not here accidental. So please have your life and live it purposefully. And when we are living, we are learning. So when you have a mistake, when things go bad or things you triumph or you slide back, it isn't the problem. You just carry on with what you're doing. Don't ever feel that because of that you feel a sense of rejection or alone or a sense of unbelonging to the community or family or anything. We are all together in this. And again, work is a place where you actually boost your confidence and find other people, and also know that this is an environment where actually you're not alone in it. So you get to find out quite a lot of people what they're going through. Well, make sure while you actually work, you're living your life and you're learning and all that stuff, you have to look after yourself. Don't let the childhood in you die away. So you have to play. Give yourself time to be you. And that is good for your wellness, your well-being, your mental health. It's good to stop everything and have your fun. Don't ever feel guilty. It's all right. Don't bend out with work. And thank you very much, audience, and thank you, Ephraim.
Yeah, Caroline, I had to, even though I'm not Donald Trump, but I had to tweet that comment. When we are living, we are learning. I like that. Thank you so much. And also, again, from Caroline, look after yourself. Don't let the child in you die. I like that. I really like that. Don't let the child in you die. We're not saying, Caroline is not saying you should be childish, even though sometimes there's room for that also. But don't let don't let play die.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Caroline. Thank you, Catherine, in case you are still there. We appreciate you. And thank you for everyone. Now we're having a few people join us. There's time to just say a wave, say hello. We are not tired of saying hello, but we are just about rounding up. Caroline has said so much today. It's such a pleasure to have such an intelligent person in the studio with me today. Whenever she talks from insight and depth. She's an entrepreneur. She knows what she says. Once again, Caroline, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a good session. We look forward to a fortnight time, and then we'll keep just bridging the gaps. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you, Ephraim, and thanks for everything you're doing in the community and helping us.